Alright, so hopping into this first match, I do have Dark Prince in hand, and since he drops the Night Witch, I'm almost thinking it's going to be a Golem deck, and I'm going to get my Magic Archer ready, just in case. And since he drops Golem at the bridge, I'm going to drop Inferno Tower really low to draw the Golem and make him walk the furthest distance. So the Lumberjack is going to get distracted temporarily by the barbs. So I'm going to drop guards to deal with the Lumberjack. And he drops arrows, which is great because now he's behind on Elixir. And I do have Dark Prince in hand, and I do have Miner. So what I'm planning on doing with this Dark Prince variation is that when he drops Golem in the back, or if he does, I'm going to send the Dark Prince to the other lane to apply pressure, or I may even drop it in the same lane just to force him to play a card before the Golem crosses, which is probably not what he wants. So now with the Magic Archer dealing with the Mega Minion and quickly take care of the barbs, he's going to have to respond unless he wants to take about 500 points of damage. So I'm going to drop a Barb Barrel as well, apply a little more pressure, and the Barb should be able to get to the tower and deal some damage. And I don't want to take any damage on the tower, so I'm going to drop a Mirrored Barb to distract the Baby Dragon. And since I'm ahead on Elixir, I'm going to drop a Miner as well and force out the Lumberjack. And now he has a full health Lumberjack walking up. I'm going to drop my guards to deal with the Lumberjack. And since he arrows, I'm going to drop the Dark Prince to finish up, and he's going to have to deal with this. So I'm going to drop Poison, and basically I want to minimize the amount of times he can drop his Golem during the first 2 minutes. And I'm going to use Magic Archer to deal with the Mega Minion and send a Miner to tank for the Magic Archer. And he's going to have to, so he drops the Barb Barrel, which means he has 2 Elixir less to be able to put behind his Golem, which is great. And that E-Wiz is going to walk up quicker than the Golem. So I'm going to drop the guards to deal with the E-Wiz and the Lumberjack. And he tries a Prediction Arrow, which fails, and works out great for me. So I'm going to drop Poison and Magic Archer and Barb Barrel to clean up this Baby Dragon. And his push is dead, and he doesn't even get Golem like death damage. So I'm going to drop Dark Prince right here, as you see, and send a Miner as well, and apply quite a bit of pressure, forcing out a Barb Barrel and a Night Witch. So none of this he's going to be able to put back behind the Golem, which is great. And I'm going to get ready for his push. So I'm going to Poison and Guards to protect the Inferno Tower from the Baby Dragon. And he drops a Lumberjack as well, but I have Mirrored Guards to take care of that. And Magic Archer to deal with the Mega Minion. And if he walks up and takes a hit, I'm not too worried. So I'm going to go protect the Magic Archer by sending the Miner to force out a Barb Barrel again. And he drops an E-Wiz, so I'm going to drop the Poison to deal with his E-Wiz. And I'm going to set up an Inferno Tower for his Golem and rinse and repeat at this point. So I'm going to Barb Barrel, that would distract the Night Witch as well. And the Magic Archer, after being done, should be able to help me take out that Baby Dragon. And I'm going to send a Miner. And right now, at this point, like, he can't really get through my defense. So it's just rinse and repeat, and either the minute's going to expire, or I'm going to be able to chip through his tower. So the Dark Prince will help me take care of the Lumberjack, and Inferno Tower actually locks onto the Mega Minion, which is not great, but it is what it is. I'm going to drop the Magic Archer and the Miner to distract the Baby Dragon, and I'm going to drop Guards to deal with the Lumberjack. And he's getting very little damage on my tower, which is honestly great. And I'm going to drop the Dark Prince and force out a really high Golem. And I'm actually going to start chipping the tower using the Golem. And as the Golem walks up, it's already basically dead. So his push is basically gone. Drop the guards for the Lumberjack. He arrows, but honestly, he can't really do much at this point. So this is GG's, and on to the next match. Alright, so on to this next match. It's a replay, but I wanted to show a battle both at 6100 and also this battle is at 6200 against E-Barb and Mega Knight and Balloon. So this deck tends to be a little bit lighter. I think it's an average 3.3 elixir, but it can handle and deal with some of these heavier decks as well. So he drops a balloon here, and I just need to wait a little bit to get back to my Inferno Tower. But he honestly doesn't have anything to support his balloon. He doesn't have a freeze or zap to be able to reset my my Inferno Tower. So just playing this slow, see what he's got, and I want to make sure that he makes the move first so I can counter or defend and then have a counter push afterwards. So right here I dropped the Magic Archer to deal with the zappies but also get chip damage, and I force out a pretty early Mega Knight, which is honestly fine by me, and the Barb Barrel to clean up the zappies, but also the Barb will come back and help the Dark Prince take care of the Mega Knight. And he drops E-Barbs at the bridge, so I'm gonna drop guards so my Dark Prince can help deal with the E-Barbs, and I'm gonna drop a set of mirrored guards to deal with the bomber as well, and that will prevent the bomber from getting any damage on my tower. And he goes for another balloon by itself unsupported, so I just go for an Inferno Tower. And at this point it's just rinse and repeat with the balloon, just making sure that you keep your Inferno Tower in cycle with the balloon. And he switches lanes here at this point with the Furnace, but I can wait a little bit because the Inferno Tower will help take care of 2 rounds probably of Fire Spirits. And now the Magic Archer for the left lane, but I'm going to drop the guards to bring the E-Barbs closer to the center so the Magic Archer can help out. And I have to set I have to drop a mirrored set of guards. That's fine because it's going to help take a couple waves of the Fire Spirits. So now here, I would sometimes be tempted to use the Inferno Tower, but have to keep the Inferno Tower in cycle with the balloon. And the Dark Prince honestly is holding up really well against the Mega Knight, and I'm going to have to rush a miner to take care of some of these Fire Spirits. And I'm going to go Inferno Tower to deal with the balloon. And at this point, heading into overtime, I'm up about almost 900 health. So honestly, we're doing pretty well here. I dropped the Barb Barrel to help take care of the bomber along with the rest of that last E-Barb. And with Zappies walking up, I'm not too threatened. The Magic Archer will be able to take care of both sides for me, and also take care of that Fire Spirit. And now I can focus a little bit more on the left side, but I'm going to send a miner to the right, and he does not protect his Furnace, which is great because the miner is going to be able to take care of that. And now I'm going to drop guards for his E-Barbs, and drop a Magic Archer, and I'm going to have to go Barb Barrel as well for the bomber. And this honestly is going to work out really well. I don't mind taking hits on the left. That's my strong side tower, and he honestly wants to go the other way, which is fine. So he drops the balloon, so I'm going to have to wait half a split second. And now that I have enough elixir, drop the Inferno Tower for it. And now he only has 225 hit points left on the left side, so I'm going to drop Magic Archer, get 2 hits, and finish up the game. So on to this last match. I think this season I'm going to really just be happy with getting to 6,300. Haven't ended the season at 6,300 in quite some time, ever since I picked the game back up. But starting this off, Magic Archer and guards for his Fisherman and Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to work out really well. So he drops a Sparky in the back. Almost makes me think it's got to be a giant, some sort of giant deck. Maybe the Goblin giant version. So I dropped the Inferno Tower, and I used a miner to protect the Inferno Tower from the E-Wiz. So the Sparky walks up. Let's see if he drops anything in front. So he doesn't, but I want to protect the Inferno Tower again. So I dropped the Dark Prince to deal with the Sparky. And the Inferno Tower, and along with the Princess Tower, is going to help me deal with that. And I want to drop a Magic Archer, but I want to play a little bit safe since I don't know if he's running a giant deck or a Goblin giant deck. So now the magic archer walks up, and he's going to use the fisherman and pull it in. And am I going to get a hit off the tower? That literally looked like it went through the tower. It literally looked like it went through the princess tower. But maybe it didn't. Anyways, so he drops the Sparky in the back. I do get a hit off with the barbarian. And I'm going to set up for a potential, some sort of giant Sparky push. And just waiting and waiting. So it's a Goblin giant Sparky deck with the Rage. So this is honestly going to be a pretty interesting battle. So I'm going to drop the Mirrored Guards to deal with the Goblin giant. And I drop a Dark Prince to protect the guards as they walk up with the Miner. And he drops a Mini Pekka. That's literally going to be decimated. And he has no defense for the rest of this push. And this push is literally going to potentially take out the rest of his Princess Tower. And basically, it's game over with after one counter push. Which is why I think the Dark Prince is such an amazing card in replacement of Valkyrie or even Knight. There's just so much more potential, and your opponent has to respond to it. So anyways, this last push with 20 seconds left, I'm basically throwing everything in as the opponent throws in the kitchen sink as well. And I think this is going to be a pretty solid defense. And the Sparky's basically dead. With 8 seconds left, I'm going to send the Miner. And I think this is game. And I'm going to end up breaking 6,300. I played so many matches, winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one. And I finally broke through 6,300.